All right, so you have someone who wants to buy LipSense from you. How are you going to explain it to them if they're a first-time user and have never used it before? I'm going to give you just the quick little simple explanation that I give to any of my customers at demos or events that I'm doing or whatever it might be. And this way you will know how to simply explain it to your customers without feeling like, okay, what do I tell them? Without word vomiting on them and giving them too much information. So basically, in a nutshell, LipSense is a 3-part system. You start with the color, apply that. You do 3 layers of the color, you top it with the gloss. The gloss is going to give you the moisture that you need as well as seal in the color, and then you remove it with our remover. Our remover, you can see, just has a little wand in it, just like a gloss wand. You put it on, let it sit for a minute, rub your lips together, it'll start to ball up, and you wipe it off. A question I always get asked is how long are they going to last? So just a side note, I'm creating value for my customer before I even tell them the price, okay? So 1 LipSense tube is equal to about 6 tubes of regular twist up lipstick. Isn't that amazing? So 1 tube of LipSense is going to last you about 5 to 6 months, depending on how often you're applying it. Now, if you're not using it every day, then it's obviously going to last a lot longer. 1 tube of gloss, because you do reapply gloss throughout the day when your lips need that moisture, which I love because I love having that moisture in my lips, obviously. So it depends on how often you're applying it, but it's going to last you anywhere from 2 to 4 months, depending on how much you're using it. And then a remover will last you a really long time. Sometimes it lasts people years because they don't use a remover every day, but when you need it, you really need it, because not only are you going to use it to take off your color, if you make a mistake and go outside of the lines, you're also going to want your remover to take off your color. So when you're first applying LipSense, it's completely normal if you feel a slight tingle. That's just because your lips maybe are just a little bit dry, and we have an SD40 cosmetic grade alcohol in our LipSense, and that's what helps them adhere to your lips as well. So if you feel that little tingle, no worries, that's completely normal. So you're just going to shake it before you apply it, and when you put it on, you're going to just clean off the wand, and you are going to start from one corner and go to the next on your bottom lip. You don't want to go back and forth, and you don't want to smack your lips together before you put the gloss on, because if you do it before you put the gloss on, they'll feel a little bit sticky. So you'll just start in the one corner, work your way to the next, and I like to go on the inside and then on the outside, or on the inside and then on the outside, or the outside and then the inside, either one. Just I like to do 2 lines so my lip is completely covered. Then on the top, I'll go from the middle out, and I'm going to do this 3 times, allowing about 5 to 10 seconds between each layer to dry. So you'll want 3 layers total, 3 different times. No big deal. It sounds a lot harder than it is. I promise it's super simple. So you do that. Once you have your 3 layers and you haven't snapped your lips together, you will then put your gloss on, and you just put your gloss on like a normal gloss. You can go back and forth, no big deal. Rub your lips together, you'll have the moisture, and you are ready to go. And then once again, when you're ready to take it off, you remove it with the remover. So that is just, in a nutshell, how I would quickly explain it to someone. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't feel like it has to be perfect. Don't feel like you have to have this thing rehearsed. Just talk to them and explain to them how you apply it. Just think through it, talk to them like you were talking to your sister or your mom or whatever it is, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and I promise you, your customer isn't even gonna notice if you do. So practice explaining it, maybe just record yourself explaining it, and it's really, really simple. But just make sure you focus on those few things with the first time LipSense user, that they know what to expect, that it can tingle, and to not rub their lips together. The other thing I want you to know with LipSense for a first time user is if they are just using LipSense for their first time, there's a really good chance that they've had years and years and years of using these other products that have wax in them. So this wax is creating a buildup on their lips, and when they go to use our LipSense, it's going to break down that buildup, and they will sometimes, not everybody gets this, but sometimes they will get little flake things coming off, and I want you guys to know that that can be normal, and if your customers are experiencing this, then that's okay. This is just an exfoliation period, and it's actually going to make their lips be more healthy. So make sure you know how to explain that to them. So the exfoliation phase can just be contributed to years of using these other wax products, and Senegence is going to break down that wax and exfoliate their lips, and their lips will be so much healthier. Really, when they're using these products with this wax in it, their lips are actually becoming dependent on this, and they are essentially becoming addicted to using these products, and we don't want that. We want healthy, soft, smooth lips. So if they're feeling like they're getting cracking, if they're feeling like they're getting that flaking, if they're like, my LipSense isn't lasting and I don't know why, it's because they haven't gotten through that exfoliation period, and it's important to get through that. Now, just to know, or just a side note, so you know, sometimes this will take people, you know, anywhere from like 3 to 6 or 7 weeks to get through. I think it took me about 3 weeks, but they can get through it more quickly if they use just a little simple sugar scrub. You can Google ideas for sugar scrubs, or if they take their toothbrush and just scrub their lips, it's going to break down that wax more quickly and their LipSense will start lasting longer. Also, one thing that will help their LipSense last longer, if they're feeling like it's not lasting long enough, then chances are they've likely put on their moisturizer or their foundation and they've gotten some on their lips a little bit. And so they need to make sure that their lips are more clean when they go to apply their LipSense. So using a cotton pad, putting a little bit of witch hazel on it, or even water, but I prefer witch hazel, just wipe off their lips, make sure that they're clean and dry, and then they'll be, when they're using that witch hazel, their LipSense will be able to adhere that much better and last that much longer for them. So just a few tips for first-time LipSense users, and hopefully this will simplify your life and make it so you don't have to reinvent the wheel and learn all these different things. So have a good day. Talk to you soon.